Man, oh man, here we go again, and we are back with some second channel action. And me and Theodore, we've been cleaning on the shop good. We are ready to roll. In fact, my OCD tendencies, my ACDC kicked in yesterday. I was trying to pick up this shop because it was absolutely destroyed because pole barn and bus garage was here, and we had thrashed on the El Camino. That's going to be a video some people are asking. That'll be a video on his channel. Should be his next video coming out. So he had one come out this last Monday, and at the end of his video there, he showed up here in a station wagon. So, in fact, well, you'll see it in this video. There's already a sneak peek of old Roy, new Roy. You'll see this, but it's at the end of his video too, so you can check that thing out. But I was cleaning, and I made a mistake of walking in here, and had y'all not seen it recently, this thing was destroyed. And now you can see the top of that. I mean, this cabinet, you can even open this door without stuff falling out. I ended up going through a lot of this stuff. Now, it ain't perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. And yeah, this wall you couldn't even hardly step up to anymore. I bet there was 20 empty gallon jugs in here, or partially empty, or whatever. Anyways, I spent a good part of the day yesterday in there just cleaning away, and then out here cleaning up some stuff with the skid steer. And it don't even look like I did much, but I got a ton done that's been being put off, and obviously got this thing ready to go. I got out here this morning not knowing what we're going to get into today. There's a couple things around here we could do, some things I'd like to do, and then one thing I'd even planned to do, which I guess it's still in here. Cleaning out the one cabinet yesterday. Whenever we had put a stereo in the man van before we went down to Austin, I actually bought another one of these for my truck. I like listening to my music, but I can't hardly do a radio station. The radio just don't do it for me. And that's probably my biggest pet peeve with my white truck, is when I go anywhere in it, I basically just think my own thoughts because I ain't got a way to listen to the musics. I had bought that, and I bought this, which is hopefully what we need, 99 to 2012 GM double ding kit. And I got out here this morning and seen these in there, and I was like, oh, I thought this was just the bracketry. So I was like, I'm gonna open it up, and if what all we need is in there, I may install that sucker. And this right here is what I was mainly talking about. It's nice when they come with the adapter kits, because then you don't gotta chop up all your own wiring and stuff, which I definitely don't want to do on this truck. She's respectable. Now, something else I need to do is get my international from the glass shop, and I don't have a ride. So I told Theodore that maybe I'd pull the truck in this morning, which wasn't the original plan, and we'll throw our double den in, and if we get that all working the way it should, then maybe, just maybe, we would hook onto the trailer and go pick up our international. Now, Theodore loves a good ride, so I got no backlash from him. He said, let's do it. You gonna go for a ride? Oh, not right now. Hold on. We gotta fix the truck first. He said, tease me, why don't you? All right, I think on these, it's as simple as turn your key on, pull that down. We can go key off, I guess. No, not really. Not with that pulled down. We'll probably have to disconnect the battery then, so we don't listen to that. And this simply pops off. There we go. Roll it forward. That was dragging. That's what was getting me. I guess then we can just go back in park. Looks like 1, 2, 3, possibly whatever size those are. See if my guessometer was right. 7 mil. And we're gonna start by losing them. Dang shifter lever's always in the way. Someone's disappointed they don't get to go right now. All right. Now I'm hoping it's as simple as unbolting this. I just kind of pulled hard and we got a little pop, and that was the antenna. Just give her a little let her know who's bossing. She'll come out of there. Now, as far as his wiring, I thought this blue thing would pull, but it ain't pulled yet. Chat, 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 chat. There she went. That looks like a damn guard for like barber shears. Oh, careful. I'll break her factory wiring. Ew. All right, a little shake and a wiggle and she'll fall. Is that plugged to that? We'll see. Oh, okay. She didn't look so thick in the package, but as I kind of pull on that packaging, I seen she's thicker. Oh yeah, that right there's what we're after. So this don't go in yet. We'll take it to the bench with us. And don't obliterate your packaging like I usually do, because that right there's your wiring diagram. This doubled in the JVC KW M560BT. We put it in the van, and I could love it a little more. I don't hate it. Obviously, if I really despised it, I would not be putting it in here. This is nice for when you're traveling, and it has the capability of the maps or Apple CarPlay, or I think y'all know what I'm talking about. That makes it nice to me, instead of having to look down at your phone or, you know, try to listen for it with other stuff going on. Now this, in theory, should be like any other kind of stereo install. We need to figure out our installation kit and then connect our wiring. I told y'all that antenna was tight. Looks like she came with the extendo kit. Should be pretty straightforward. But first, we will figure out our bracket tree. Damned old Chevrolet Silverado 03 to 06, page 7. Well, I went to page 7, and it gives us the option for a Cavalier Sunfire, a Colorado GMC Canyon, the Chevrolet Express, or Savannah. Playing games with me? I ain't got time for no damned old games. Oh, that's removal. Got it. You know what? I will just go through here till I find it. How's that? Bang! 92 to 95 Geo Tracker, that's what I'm talking about. I'd rock one of them. Boy, I swear I did not see a single thing that said Silverado. Oh, hey, what about right at the top? I seen radio removal. It shows a little something, but it don't say a little nothing. They show this, like that, and this, going on this. Well, I don't know about that. And they show breaking this one off. How about I just figure it out? After further review on the play, turns out I'm an idiot. I ain't quite figured it out, but I just finished rating, cut off, and removed the shaded brackets. Now this one that went on funky, the back side where it should slide on was full of plastic just from them. That's why I thought it had to flip the other way and made no sense, but I had to dig out a bunch of that plastic, so kind of what we expect. But if we look close, we can see that top bracket shaded, then that one, then the rear one. So that would be this. I don't know. There we go. Just little break points. And then this. Whoop. Grab it, twist it, bop it, pass it. And this is a bigger one, so we'll give her a little flex jobber, little benderama, and a twist. Turns out instructions were in front of my face the whole time. I just had to do this thing called read. All right, see? They basically want you to clear that sucker off. There's a little smaller adapter that slides onto there. Already put it on, and this one's the same way. Just gotta do the twist and shout. Yeah! See? Twist. Yeah! Shout. Back bracket. That one had to come from the gut. Oh, hold on. And then it says all, and they show this thing. Every stinking tab is shaded on it. So we're basically gonna keep the trim ring and there's slots. Then I don't understand how this is supposed to attach to this if we get rid of everything. And I see there's a couple slots there that you boop. We're gonna do a little boop, boop, and boop it up through there. These, we use our snippers so we don't break this fragile plastic right by the slots we gotta utilize. And it does appear every single tab just comes off of here. Dang, I'm a poet and didn't know it. Sometimes I get on here and show it. We are stripping this thing down like a California chop shop, okay folks? We get done, there ain't gonna be a damn thing left, just a shell. just a shell and a police report. Well, I told you, just a trim ring. See, and then these can only go one way because there's a big and a little, which is gonna be like so. I guess that's gonna slide in there eventually to locate it, and then loop, we'll slide that on the radio. Screw, 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 screw or something. It's not going good. We're getting there. She's a tight fit. That one went flush. Again, probably just from the manufacturing. But this one, to get her in there, I'm having to kind of squeeze that with the pliers. And then that other side popped out. There we go. Got that side all in. And I'm just gonna slide that in from behind. And yeah, we had some holes lined up, so we'll take it. Go! Then the hardware flying, why don't you? 2? Or is that what these are for? Surely they give you more than 2 to choose from. Well, I was gonna say, if 2 screws won't hold it, then proper installation never would have. Little kits like this are maybe a pain in the butt. If you do them more often than what I do them, it probably ain't too bad. But to be fair, this kit can adapt a single radio to fit like 1,000 cars. So I'd say overall, I think it's impressive. I wouldn't want to be the one to have to figure out all the adaptations in that universal situation. Get in there, screw. Huh. Look at that one's threaded that. You forgot to thread a hole, radio people. These screws look like they don't require threads, that they'll make their own. So we'll just put one of them in there. All right, dang it, she's locked in and locked down. Looks like there is a trim ring that goes on that. And it looks like it possibly may be required. Nope, can't fit on there anyway. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, brother. Check her depth there. Yeah, I think we just go screw that right into there. So before we, let's check it. What the hell, live a little. Well, I'll tell y'all what, I messed up screwing Spider-Man on the wall over there. And I just say that because it's right where, even from the house, like yesterday I had the doors open and I went over there and then I glanced this way and I seen Spider-Man standing right there, and I'm not used to someone standing there even in a Spider-Man costume. And for a split second, it made me think someone was standing in my shop. Now, why would someone be here in a Spider-Man costume? I don't know. Let's not think that over too much. Could you imagine having to protect your shop from damn Spider-Man if he decided to break and enter? I mean, I think I could do it, but damn. Damn, Theo Dini. The great Poodini, but now we got Theo Dini. I just walked here and he was not here. I looked down, pow, he reappeared. Did you just wink at me? I know you're smarter than you play sometimes. I'm on to you, dude. I got to be an expert at doing these. They're really easy. But the dash panels in these, because we have the digital HVAC controls in our big scoot Yukon, and if you don't know, once your OEM one goes out, if you ever get replacements, they go out every 3 to 6 months. So I could pull up in the parking lot, boom, 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 pull one out, go exchange it, boom, 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 recalibrate, roll on. Hey, look at that fit up. That looks good, guys. No complaints there. Just be patient, little Theodore. I should have never said R-I-D-E because he's ready to roll. For my connections, I'm going to go just with the little crimp job. These are the ones that we can heat shrink down, so that's nice. Guys, this is probably my favorite way to do this. As far as, this seems to be a really good kit. This one that I used, I don't know if there's a, yeah, I think I gave you the part number, maybe. GM1590DDB. I like it. What's nice about this though is, let's say a few years down the road, if for whatever reason I sell that truck, and around here, you know, someone who bought it, some old timer buys it, and let's say he don't want a, you know, double din touchscreen radio. Oh man, I wish the factory one was in there. Well, what's nice about this is we are going to hang on to the factory radio, because now putting a factory one in, literally pop the thing, 3 screws, unplug this harness, plug everything right back in. I mean, we're talking about a 5-minute swap to go back to factory. No butcher wiring, no hassle. no problem. That's the Puddin's Fab Shop stereo install guarantee. Just kind of butchered that connection. That's just the main power. I'm sure it's not important. And as far as our wiring goes, everything's pretty well color coordinated, so it ain't really rocket science to figure this out. Got good news, folks. Subscriber Dwayne got tired of watching me struggle with my old worn out one, and he sent out a new propane or torch head thingy, my bobber like the one I like. She's adjustable. Got up this morning, took merchandise to the post office at 7, and this was there waiting on me. She gets put right to use the same day. Can't beat it. Ooh yeah, we like that. Wiring's ready. Well, kinda. I've got some of this kinda cloth filling wiring wrap stuff, whatever you call it. And I'm just gonna wrap this up just because. Aha! Here's a pro tip. Close that before you gotta pick up 1,000 of them. And we're gonna go slap this in. Of course, the wiring side will be plug and play. However, don't forget the antenna extender. And we do got a microphone, I guess, for the no talk to text or who knows what. And then this comes with a extendo USB cord that we need to run out to somewhere. Well, things have escalated, and I don't know why I'm installing this other than it's not hard. Anytime I've got a phone call in the van, I've never used it, but the microphone has a little clip-on thing for your sun visor. Now my headliner's already jacked up, but I just kind of pulled down on the foam board and tucked that in. This cover, boop, pulls off. So then I was trying to figure out how to get it across there, and this whole little assembly just pulls out. I mean, I just grabbed it in a little wiggle, and here it came. And with that out of there, there's plenty of room to then run that through. Again, will we ever use it? I don't know. Like I said, if we ever got to get rid of stuff, it ain't hard to remove. 2 more covers, and that pulls right out. I'm just gonna kind of lay it around our, yep, that thingy. Cluster. That's what's going on around here. A cluster of who knows what. Fish it up into there, and that leaves us plenty of slack that we're then gonna use the tie wrap and wrap up. So now that's ready to plug and play. We do it and make it nice because we do it twice. There's a couple little clips that just kind of catch on the dash, and I missed the first time, but got her that time. I do see that part of the headlight switch is broken, and it didn't fight me coming apart, so I'm assuming that was already broken, and I'm just not making it any better. I think we got her. Pop our HVAC out the way. Trying to figure out where we want to run our USB. There's a little slot there, but I'm trying to figure out where we could come out. There's this whole little compartment thing here. I think we could maybe drill a hole up into it and just pass it down through right there. And then again, if we ever had to revert, no one's gonna ever even know there's a hole there. All we need is a redneck right angle drill. Hey-o, we got through. That drill bit catapulted, went somewhere in the dash. Where the heck did that go? I don't know. Now if we ever do sell this thing, it comes with a free, woo! Hey, I just found some money. I was looking for a drill bit, but I found some money to replace the drill bit. All right. Forgot I had a little hidey hole from when I went to the salvage yard. That's a good surprise. All right, so now this, we just gotta feed her through. 3/4 inch hole ain't quite big enough. Dang it. Time to see if Big Mama can hit the hole. Oh yeah. Woo, we got her. We are sitting pretty now, folks. Plug and play action. Plug that. Don't forget your antenna in case we want to listen to the AM stations again. Except they don't really fit. All right. Yeah, here she went. Well, we're at the point where we got this thing whooped. Well, that ain't good. Turned our key on to be able to put that screw in, but this old gal ain't powering up. And I'm not sure why. Oh man, what the French toast. Oh, I love plug and play, it's so nice. Blah, 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 blah. Until it don't work. Everything's connected. It was working before we took it apart. Fuse on the radio is good. We've done nothing where we should have possibly even been able to blow the fuse from the truck side. So let me go get a test light and we'll see if we got power. Oh yes, the test light. Set your test light to check for voltage. Make sure it's on DC, not AC. We will ground off the body of this because it should be grounded. And we're gonna go to yellow where we have 12 volts. With the key on, that should be our red 12 volt key. Oh, where we do not have 12 volts. But how could we have possibly popped the fuse? That I don't understand. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, dang it, I don't see a single one that says radio. Pop! Silly me just assuming it could be in there. Nope, yep, sure enough, radio. The only other place I knew of there being fuses. Looks like it's that dirty 15 amp right there. I'm gonna be really surprised if this is bad. It does not look bad. We'll change our test light to continuity, or to ohms, and check this for continuity. I mean, hear that? Fuse is perfectly fine. Well, that leaves us in a pickle. Does anyone think it has to do anything with our connector here? May have bragged up this kit too much. Oh gosh, don't do that. I'm about to depin that whole thing. What am I doing here? Hold on, taking apart the wrong part. So our adapter the main thing I didn't want to mess with was our wiring. It is not pinned out how we need it to be pinned out, according to this over here. And I know that because this has our pin out with a red wire, the second one from over there on the right, and this does not even have a wire there. That would be the slot right next to that orange wire down there in the corner. So what in the French toast is going on here? Boy, I'm about all kinds of confused, guys. And here's why. A minute ago, I was like, well, clearly it's just pinned out different, so I will check the pin out. And I cannot find a 12 volt key that goes into this radio, but clearly there is. I checked every wire on this plug multiple times and never found one 12 volt key. Orange right there is 12 volts. However, turn the key off, it stays 12 volts, so that's our 12 volt hot. We should be able to turn our key back on and go around into all of our wires and find a 12 volt, and like I said, from what I've seen so far, it does not exist. I've pinned them. That has to be one of them, but that don't read nothing, no matter how many times I stab it. But I just plugged in factory radio and it cycled on and off with the dang key. What the hell over? Well, to add to my confusion, I plugged our old radio back in, went to the ground that grounds the radio, and then check across there. Our orange one, we still have our constant 12. No surprise there. But now, as I check all of our other ones, I only get right at 6 volts on every single pin. Oh, except that orange one. The second orange one, I mean. Yeah, like I said, and it's controlled by that key somehow. Come on, Theo. I thought that was going to take us 30 minutes, not where we're at now, which is entirely too long. In fact, this is probably going to end up messing our plans to go pick up the International. Maybe we'll see. I'm gonna run up to the parts house because they have interfaces, the little plug-in adapters. I'm curious to see how it's laid out on a different one that's not this one. All right, ride's over. We ran to town, ran back. Forgot to record, but not really. I got on a phone call with the guy who did the stereo in the van. Come on. And he said after 03 on GM, they changed it where he said he don't fully understand how they switch it, but there is not a 12 volt whatever key. So he had to run a wire. You got to run a wire. He did that on the van. And yeah, so that kind of sucks. I noticed that it came with this, and I don't know if that's what that is supposed to be for or what. But nowhere in that do you find any instruction letting you know that that has to happen. It makes me feel better. He said it's a pain, and he did say he knows there's like there's some $300 adapter interface that's like the size of a cell phone that will make everything plug and play, and then you gotta whatever. But at this point, I'm gonna look at the pinout of everything else, see if everything else lines up, because I don't think it does. We need to get the other stuff matching, ground, constant 12, and then we'll run a red wire from the radio to our constant 12 just to be able to turn it on so we can test it. Once we know all that's good, then we'll figure out where to run a 12 volt key from. All right, actually, because we do have our yellow wire, boom, we know that one. We may be, ground's down there, yeah. Okay, I think the rest of that pinout is good. I think a minute ago, out of frustration, I got confused and looked at that incorrectly. So our red wire is our 12 volt key. We're gonna snip that. We're gonna strip that because we know we have no 12 volt key. And then I'm gonna try to plug this into the back of here if we can. Shove it in there. Hey, we got some power. All right. Boy, I have no clue what I'm doing.
But God can use anyone.
All right. As long as we've got stuff coming out of the speakers, that's all I'm trying to check right now. Front doors are definitely working and sound fine. Antenna just came unplugged. Let's see, our back doors aren't working. I didn't think they were. All right. So I just realized it's not because the rear speakers aren't working. It's because that door is not working. I went and listened to that one. That one is working. So that's a connection in there, a bad speaker or something. All that matters is at this point, we're good as long as we can figure out a good 12 volt key to run to here. Well, as you can see, we're back in the S10. No Theodore, because I went and grabbed me a slice of pizza and I didn't want him to be hot in the truck, and I don't want to let the truck run that long. Anyhow, there's an audio shop right here by the pizza place, and I'd looked online again, and I'm gonna complain about the internet for a minute. Back in the day when I needed to figure something out, a quick Google search would give you fairly quick results. All this AI crap now that tries to, instead of letting you find what it filters all this, it just makes it so hard. AI knows, here's our suggested answers, here's this or that, and they hide the good information, and it's nuts. Anyways, there's a YouTube video of a guy installing one in a Tahoe, and he had the little interface that picks up the digital signal from the body module, which is apparently how it turns it on or whatever. And I don't know how much it was. It wasn't as big as what my buddy was saying, so I don't know if they've changed since then or what. Either way, this audio shop here, we're gonna go see if they got what we need. I really don't want to cut up that wiring, like I said, and I really don't want to start running stray wires through the dash. I want it to stay nice. Well, that audio shop was a bust. They've been open forever, since I can remember as a kid, but I heard things that has kind of gone down. It didn't look like it'd been updated since like 2005 in there, but I thought surely they would have them, because around here, boom, Tahoe right there. In the parking lot that I parked next to was a GMC 2500, like what we're working on. They're everywhere around here still, so I thought surely they had to keep them in stock. I guess the phone call would have went pretty far, so So I'm gonna make a couple more phone calls, and if I can track one down today, I would just like to get this job DUN. I don't want to have to do it another day. Not that it'd be hard. It's just we're already this far, and it's already ruined my day. So I'd really like to accomplish it. But it's looking like we're probably gonna have to order one online, and I'm pissing in the wind. Back into the parts house here, because I remember he was looking up the truck, and they showed up there one that had some type of box plugging in, but I don't think it looked like the one I seen online. I don't know if this stuff's good or not. We're gonna try it. This right here, radio interface, fits 2000 and up GM, retains all vehicle warning chimes. I don't care about a chime, but right there, provides accessory output, retains steering wheel controls, blah, blah, blah. That's everything that we need with ours. So what I can tell is, see, so this is kind of what we had earlier, but now instead of just that going to our radio, there's this, and then this bolts into this. So this has two wires coming out of a constant 12 volt. I think that goes over and supplies this, and then inside here there's probably a relay that when it detects from that BCM, kicks that relay in, and the output of this, whoop, we've got 12 volts to go actually turn on the radio. It's a whole thing. It also comes with this and a USB cable. I think that's what we need. My buddy I talked to earlier said he thought they were bigger and more expensive. That right there was a little less than $100. I'm not saying that's cheap, but in my humble opinion, it's better than hacking up the wiring on our pick-em-up truck. That's a nicer truck. If that thing was a clapped out turd, that'd be one thing. Y'all know the focus there is to keep that thing pretty good. Trying to make sure we always keep good resale value on it. I've really let my lack of knowledge for newer stuff, I know sometimes y'all think I maybe play dumb on some of that. Guys, I ain't ever put a radio on nothing this new. Skating around a little bit. Just playing, I was barely giving it gas. You want to give her some gas? Prepare for blast off. In 3, 2, 1. That thing shifted, and I don't even know what gear it kicked the booty end out from underneath it. So if I can recommend one thing, if you're going to do a radio install, especially on something newer that has, that's the first truck I've ever had that even has anything you can control stuff in a steering wheel. And I don't know if this is accurate or not, because I'm doing a lot of learning today and y'all are with me, but the gentleman at the actual audio shop said some of the stuff that's required for like your diagnostics to work even loops through that circuit. So if you bypass it, you may lose some of your diagnostics. Again, I don't know how accurate that is. That's just something I was told today. I had that kit, I had that radio. I did not do any knowledge or any research on putting it in. So I had that stuff, but I had zero knowledge. Very little research being done would have let me know a long time ago I needed something like this, instead of me figuring it out as I go. And the internet can be misleading if you try to use Google, because again, I Googled how to wire that up. Not one thing came up telling me an interface is required. I just looked up on YouTube then, because I know you can actually find somewhat accurate information on YouTube. You gotta trust them YouTubers, or you can't trust them YouTubers. You gotta do some good research there, and boom, next thing I know I gotta have an interface. Do your research. Don't be a dummy like me. Now, my defense a little bit. One holiday, my cousin was there in his truck. It was like a 02 or 03 GMC. It had a crappy old radio in it. He had bought a new radio for it. He was talking about he didn't know how to swap it out. And I said, I guarantee you we got what we need. Let's go swap it out. We went and swapped it out. And how silly of me to have thought the carried on body style would have just been the same, okay? All right, Wasp. I'll guarantee you one thing. Right now it's not time to try me. I'm not in the mood. I've been whipped by a radio, and I'll take that frustration out on you so quick. But, But so help me, so help me, if this does not get this going, I'm gonna get gasoline out of that very new clean room, or very clean new room. The room that's clean that has gasoline, I'm gonna douse this sucker. And we're gonna put the new torch that old Dwayne sent me. It works as good as my old one. Dwayne, there we go, that Dwayne sent me. And we're gonna light that baby up. I about had it, Silverado. Getting all this connected up now, but we got a little side quest. Oh boy, it's old Sammy from St. Louis Salvage. And when Pole Barn Garage was down, you'll see in that video that comes out on his channel this next week, he seen this car out at Sammy's 68 Tempest with the straight six in it, and he had to have it. Well, then he left his wagon down here for sale, and Sammy wanted it, so they've got some trade deal situated, worked out. I'm just storage. Dropping off one turd and picking up another. One side's flat black, and the other side's got the patina. Boy, it's deathly hot in that Torola. Him's good boy. Yep, him's good boy. Now we got Paul Barnes' car, Kenny's bubble top, Sir Mordecus's long bed Fred.
Yeah, this side's not a bad looking car.
Oh, right there, it's got the emblem on there that tells you it's a overhead cam 6. This car is out there and I always overlook it, and then I guess it's one of those ones where if you just stop and look at it, it is a pretty cool car. As far as the wagon goes, we've got a bumper here that's going with Sammy. You'll see where that came from and why we got it in the El Camino video. This tire had went flat or low one time, but she seems to be holding air. Whew, not as hot as the Torola, but don't feel good in here. One pump and she fired right up. Can't be mad at that. Oh, she's got a case of the floppy columns. That was one pump and hit the key, and man, it's busted up and idled. Theo likes it. Hey, it's too hot in there for you. Come on. Come on. I just showed a bumper and then tried to run over it. Don't worry about if I knock the radiator out. Pole Barn had ordered one for this thing. It showed up here and I sent it to him. I said, hey, you got a radiator showed up? He's like, oh yeah, that's for that wagon. It started overheating some. Anyways, let's try to go without a big chrome speed bump in front of us. Bet it'll drive better. Am I gonna clear those brackets? Just hold on to it and we'll take the S10 soon. And then,
about the S10?
Well, no, we're gonna take my S10 to run it, and you just bring the wagon and we'll run it too, just for fun. Boy, it sure runs good. At first I thought it was kind of ugly, but the more I've looked at it, the more it's grown on me. And that's smart, he's got a hooker. Oh, and there's holes in the frame, just asking for it. What a sweet setup this would be to have. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That AC work good in this thing?
In the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it works good.
I noticed this, Alan Merrill in Yukon, Oklahoma. So she's come back to Oklahoma where she belongs. Do you see the emblem on the back door? It's got Oklahoma and it says Yukon in it.
Oh wow.
Kind of cool. Brought her back to Oklahoma.
Where'd he get it from?
Another YouTuber up there in Missouri or something.
That's been told before.
See, looks like a race wagon to me. Well, there she goes. Look at that pretty blue sky. And that hay field ready to be cut for hay. Hey, Puddin'. Yeah? Can you help me put a radio in my truck? Can I help you put a radio in your truck? Boy, I can build a chassis from bare steel right here in this shop. I can maintain a high quality production factory. The only maintenance man there during weekends, keeping automation, robots, machines running by myself. I can tear into a TF-33 jet engine, reinstall it on a B-52. I am B-52 engine run qualified to start that aircraft myself and run those bad boys up to power, okay? You don't think I could help? Well, actually, no, you're right. I can't. I cannot put a radio in your truck. Sorry, I wish I could. I'm just not capable. Really, if you think about it, and in the time I've pissed in the wind today trying to install a radio, the fact I know I could have like C-notched the whole truck, which sounds like usually really overwhelming to most people, and I know I could have successfully done something like that. It's just crazy when you think about it. Crap happens. I've got a doctor's appointment for a sleep study in the city tomorrow, or for a sleep doctor, I mean, not a sleep study. Anyways, I've got to be up close to where the International's at, so to me at this point, it don't make sense to go get it because I will be there tomorrow. I wanted to go get it today, and trying to always drive the content machine that is YouTube. I don't know even what I'm doing for a main channel video this week. I had been so focused on leading up to the point of pole barn being here that I didn't have any backup plans if my main content plan went wrong. That scared me. And my main content plan went wrong. My main content plan was to go ahead and pull the Lodestar chassis, okay, that 2008 3500 chassis in here. Well, not in here, but in the shop. And we were going to get going on it. We've got to strip out the four-wheel drive stuff. We got to then slam it. We could have C-notched it. There's some stuff we could do. And I'd got with them weeks and weeks ago, DJM, and they finally emailed me this week and said they're short on a part or two from the kit, and they're having to wait on those parts before they can send the kit out, and that could still be like 5 to 7 business days. So obviously that puts a wrench in that plan. We were supposed to have had everything by this week. So now we're gonna have to mess with something else. I can mess with something here. Like we've got that extended cab S10. I don't know a lot about that. I bought it off a kid on Marketplace. He brought it here and dropped it off. It did run, but it needs work. And by run, I mean it kind of runs. So there's work that could be done there. We do got a truck we need to go pick up from old truck guy. We may do that. I don't know. I was kind of hoping to work on the Lodestar and not put any other irons into the fire. But again, always feeding the content machine. We may have to do that just to, you know, keep good main channel stuff going out. I don't know. I realize now, just then I was trying to tell you why I wanted to get the International, and that's because had I located a rear end today, which I knew was 50-50, a rear end I'd like to swap into that truck, okay, another one of the 8.8 373 limited slips. We were going to entertain doing that for a main channel because the rear end that's in that is so dang expensive to rebuild, and it's just a junky smaller GM one. It ain't worth it. So I was hoping today we lined up a rear end, which we did not. That fell through. And to get the truck so it'd been ready for tomorrow, I could just start tearing into it. Obviously that plan's gone away. Does that mean it'll never happen? No. But is that gonna be what I get to jump into tomorrow right off? Well, obviously not. But now it don't really matter if I grab the International today because we don't need it for first thing tomorrow. We can grab it tomorrow. We did not even come over here to do what we're doing right now. But I think y'all can probably tell sometimes I have a hard time staying focused. Used to not really be a problem when I was younger. As I get older, it actually gets worse. I actually came over here because I need to get the Model A out and get some good pictures of it. because I'm not someone who keeps a lot of pictures on his phone. So we've been doing those kind of cartoonish designs, and I've really been enjoying those. We've done the wagon, we did Gertrude, and we appreciate all the support on those guys. I think the Model A is a fun one to do, and in fact, we're thinking something a little different. It's gonna be like a cartoon sketch for one of them, but I'm actually kind of wanting to lay out like a hot rod blueprint sketch thing, a picture in my head. So I need to get some pictures of that sucker, because I don't have pictures. Got a couple build pictures and that's it. But then I get over here and this is a mess. And I got distracted yesterday from cleaning up that over there because it was a mess. The good news about over here is, I just told y'all we've been getting all those rain. Well, this did not flood anymore. I need to get a dustpan anyhow, so let's keep the distraction going. We may even have to fire up the box trucks, because as I just walked past them and think about it, I ain't fired those old girls up in a couple months, I don't think. It did not flood anymore because this expansion joint, we ended up putting some foam in there, and then this sealant over it, which that's a flexible sealant, whatever it is. So basically what we kind of figured out was that big 1-inch relief there was just filling up full of water, and that's why when stuff was high wind it was getting worse, because the rain will slap into these doors and then it runs down and goes to go this way, and it would just fill up that whole thing. And even though we put that relief cut there, we found some pockets you like push down there with a piece of rebar, and we think it obviously had a way it could go down and under that area over there and then come through. Either way, what matters is, since we've sealed that up and we've got them really hard rains, we haven't got water in there yet. And I think those rains were hard enough where if we were going to get water, it would have happened. So that's like a really good thing. Dang dead bud central over here. Yeah. There's the Theo Dini. Oh, what are you looking for? All right, we ain't fired up the Model A in a minute neither. She ain't been too long. Ka-chow, the great Pudini, he reappears. The Theodini, he re-disappeared. Woo, the wasp action. Make my day, pal. Come on, buddy. Oh, had a little friend sneak in. That's a different one. He wants some too. More dang spider webs in here than anywhere else in the building. Theo showed back up, finished running the broom for me. We got it looking way better in here. Holy cow, look at this. See that? The dirt dogs are starting to build nests, and I don't know why they quit and moved down, but I parked this in here last week. Something sits around for a stinking minute around here, and it's getting dang dirt dobbied up. Well, it's hard to drive this thing and not smile. The old Model A, she's a good car. Well, and even though it's hot right now, no heat comes through this, and the wind in here whipping around feels really good. This is a refreshing drive. Just going for a quick little rinse down, nothing crazy. Well, the way of this water acts, you'd think the sucker is heavily waxed or something. Woo! Got hot in here quick. Cut our fuel on. There we go. I think the last time we really tinkered with this was when the oil was plumb full of gas. Since me and Bill did those adjustments on the old carbureting machine, I have not had any issues. This is probably the second fastest thing I own next to the S10. So we got to drive our two hot rods today, baby. Don't do good like that though. You gotta shift through on this one. Appreciate it. I know it. You know, if you lean back with it, it makes it look faster for camera. I just be like, man, this thing's fast. You just give it a little gas. Yeah, woo! Jeez Louise, hey old house. Yeah. Looky there, Theodore. Got her cleaned up. Knocked the dust off of it anyhow, huh? Yeah, you like the old Model A, don't you? He likes anything that drives with the seat. Give me that bone. Give me that bone. Give me that bone. Oh, that's a good boy. Snap, snap. Oh, that's right, you old dirty gal. Make love to that camera. Snap. I shouldn't call her a dirty gal. One, that's not appropriate. Two, she ain't dirty anymore. She's clean. It just don't sound as good when you say, oh, you clean thing, give it to me. All right. I'm super happy we did that. I'll probably drive that thing to lunch or to grab parts this next week. Or actually, there's a car show this weekend. My brother-in-law will be here. Brother-in-law's bringing up motor and transmission. I think I may have mentioned that. He's the one who rebuilt the 12 valve for me. So we kind of really need that too for doing the Lodestar. I think one solid day we'll be able to kind of, we need the motor and transmission to know the height to set the cab. The position of the cab front to back will be determined by the wheel well, but then how high we can set the cab or how low we can set it factors in with how much we're gonna have to cut out of the cab for the motor and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. Just because that stuff's big and gonna be awkward to handle. I'm super happy though that we got this cleaned out, because when I've been over in here and seen the dirty Model A and it just being a mess in here, again, always so much to do, and I just blow it off. So I'm kind of glad today we blew it out instead of blew it off. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Who's a Good Little Box Truck. Today we're gonna find out who is a good little box truck. Will it be the Datsun? That's a good sign. Yow! Tell Datsun get a little fuel up to her and she'll just idle like a sewing machine, baby. Seems to be running great. Nothing like going from driving your hot rods to driving your slowest vehicle. She's a gooder too though, folks. If you're here on the second channel, then you know we spent a lot of time on this one, really dialing it in here on this. And oh, that same guy who said Tommy gun's still here. Golly, dude, we left a minute ago. He's probably thinking, what the hell kind of vehicles are all in this town? We spent a lot of time dialing the sucker in though. And all of our vehicles really here lately I've been dialing in, and it shows, because this one's been sitting for months. And look at her go, guys. Just a great vehicle. I cannot thank y'all enough for the support, where I can literally build my dreams here and go from being in a crappy mood from getting my butt kicked by radio to driving two of the things we've built. And I can't quit smiling ear to ear. I just popped in the store there to get a drink, and as I looked down for my wallet, I realized I'm wearing a shirt that has a picture of my face on it. I'm driving a truck that has me on the side, and one would think I may be obsessed with myself if they see me get out of this wearing this. So I gotta pay attention in the future. You can't wear both at the same time, or you can't wear this and drive this, or you look obsessive. Get this one washed up and we'll get it home. I'll go ahead and take some pictures of it too when it's cleaned up, but we're gonna probably end right in here. I just got hit with the curveball I wasn't ready for emotionally. Sitting there washing and a minivan pulls up and guy hops out and starts talking to me, and is a guy I grew up with, and we were in fact neighbors for a little bit, and him and my brother were roommates. Well, I started to lose it there, and I thought if I'd drive home and then talk to y'all, it'd give me time to get it together, and it did not. It made it worse. Anyways, that gentleman was roommates with my brother, and my brother is no longer with us. And that seems to hit me in waves. Apparently I was not ready for that wave today, because that just caught me off guard. All right, so that's not where I planned on this heading today. I do have my brother's initials right there, RW, with the clover for him. And once again, y'all learn a little more about me, because my emotions can't hold it together. What's weird is, I didn't even realize I was starting to cry till I was about halfway through washing that truck after I had talked to him. When I talked to him, it was fine. I was fine. And then after I talked to him, I don't know. I didn't even know I didn't think I was thinking about it. And anyways, yeah, I was not ready for that one. This one, in fact, I'm probably gonna do a cartoon series on all the vehicles. I'll be curious y'all's thoughts on that down in the comments for the merchandise. I know I've kind of been enjoying the cartoon series. I'm a cartoon kind of guy myself, and I think cartoon-wise, this should be a fun one. I'm gonna snap me a couple pics of it, which I already did, and I'm gonna park it over here in VIP. Golly, talking about emotion of emotional roller coaster. Went from half annoyed and angry at myself to super happy from driving these to pressure washing a truck and crying. Maybe I'm about to start. I don't know. Guys, I'm gonna end there. I still got a little bit to do. I'm on the Instagram, or I'm on the Patreon. If y'all want the same content, just ad free there. Great way to support us. And of course, the main channel. Be looking for that collaboration video on the Pole Barn Garage this upcoming next week from him. Very excited for that. And I'll see y'all in the next one. However, do not forget, sitting on your ass will not finish your project. Hot damn, there's so much BSery, we had to start a whole channel for all the extras. Be sure to go check out Puddin's Fab Shop if you ain't seen that baby yet. Come on!